What is money? Money is a byproduct, a reward that gets paid out to someone who solves a problem. If you make X amount of money, that means you solve X amount of problems. If you make no money right now, it means you don't solve no problem. What we want to do is we want to solve problems at scale without sacrificing our soul, sacrificing our values, sacrificing our life. The way you do that is by leveraging technology. The most efficient, profitable, simplest way of leveraging this technology is one word: having the right funnel. Okay, how many of you guys want to know the process? Here's the process. Raise your hand if you want to know the process. Remember, I talked about the 5 P's: people, packaging, pricing. One of them was process. Process, okay? And I have fancy slides and presentations, but I thought, you know what? I already know this off by heart, so I'm just going to give it to you guys over here, okay? So remember, first thing first, we identify who is our perfect client. Who is the perfect client for us, okay? So in my case, I shared with you guys, it's someone who's 40 years ish plus, okay? They need to have access to X amount of money. Why? Because we want to make sure that we can provide them a premium solution. So at least 10K plus, okay? If someone says, hey, you know, we don't have 10K, then every now and then, okay, every now and then, if they speak to my team, then we'll offer payment plans, okay, where people can get started for, let's just say, you know, $2,500, okay? Most of the time, we wouldn't offer this. When we do something like a challenge, we would. Does this make sense? Okay, the reason why is because this is what's called a promotional campaign. So this 5-day challenge is a promotional campaign, 5-day challenge. Okay, 5-day SFC, Sales Funnels Challenge. Promotional campaigns are something, it's basically a promotion. It doesn't happen all the time. I don't get on camera and I don't, you know, present like this basically every single month or every single week. I do it maybe once. Like last time I did it properly, it was 2 years ago. Okay. This time I'm doing it and I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. Okay. I say that and then people complain. Shaq, come and give us some value. And so I basically throw up a campaign and I do it. Okay. So 5-day sales run. What I like to do and what we teach our clients to do in the beginning, especially when you're making under 50 grand a month, is you need to build an evergreen business. That means the business needs to get you clients and leads 24/7 without you being chained to begging for prospects. Is this making sense? Everyone, give me, just type in yes if it's making sense. Please quickly type in yes so I can move forward. Okay. Now what happens is, okay, this is our first step. We identify who do we want to target, who do we want to talk to, who do we want to serve. Okay, so for example, I shared with you who we want to serve. Okay, most of my clients are Americans, Canadians, New Zealand, UK, Saudi Arabia. Okay, number 2, what is it that you're selling? Okay, so what is it that you're selling? So what is your offer? And remember, the mistake people make, what's a big mistake people make? They stick with just one thing. Okay, they stick with just one offer. I think on the first or second day of the challenge, we were speaking to Wahida. I don't know if Wahida's on here today, but we were talking and she said she's just focused on one offer and it's £1,000. And although she's getting results, how many of you believe she's leaving so much money on the table? Okay, because guess what? For example, Rohini, when she came on, she literally said these words to me. She said, if you offered me something for 5 grand, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have taken you seriously. Do you guys get that? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you got that. When I spoke to George, he said something similar. Look, I'm done. I've tried so many different things, you know, and I've just spent 6 years and I need someone who's going to hold me accountable. So what is it that you're selling? And what we talk about is a value ladder. Okay, so front end, middle, back end, 3 different price points, 3 different price points. Okay, now 3 in your funnels, we need to have why should people do business with you? Every single thing that we like what I showed you, Ismail is following a specific copy formula, and this copy formula is, again, this is what bought $21,000 in 10 days. Now he has a system called a free traffic system. Okay, $1,000 a month. How many of you could spend $1,000 a month to generate $20,000 a month? By the way, so sometimes you might be like, yeah, but I don't want to do paid traffic. That's fine. Do the free traffic system. Use Ismail's free traffic system. Okay, by the way, this free traffic system works for any business. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, and doesn't matter who you're targeting. It works. Okay, it doesn't matter what you're selling and who you're targeting. It works because once you have the right funnel, then you can use the free traffic system and you can go over there. Okay. Now, when our clients, so some of you that are going to be working with me here, okay, I'm not sure exactly the number, but again, like I said, we're going to select 30 people only. Okay. So those 30 people, we are going to help you make your first 100K to 150 grand cash. Okay. Through the free traffic system. Okay. The free traffic system allows you to jumpstart your cash flow, get a whole bunch of cash in the bank. So then you can use some of that into paid traffic. Does this make sense? Okay. So now watch this. Okay. So for example, you start working with us. Okay. And again, you work with us one way. Work with us. You have to apply. Okay. You have to apply. You have to get on a phone call. You have to make sure that you're mentally sane, that you're going to do what we say. Okay. That you're not looking for a get rich quick program. You're going to actually follow through. Okay. So a lot of the times people are so afraid of offering their services. How you get over that is you must make sure that you have a great product. Write this down. A great product that gets people results. Okay. You need to have some testimonials. I recommend minimum 3 testimonials. Okay. And by the way, if you're brand new and you're like, Bashek, I don't have any testimonials, don't worry. We're going to show you how to get testimonials and case studies, even if even if you have no testimonials. Okay. Even if you have no business, we're going to show you how to go and get your first testimonials. Another thing that you need is a unique offer. Okay. And then the last one, which is one of the most important ones, is how you position your offer. Okay. So these 4 ingredients, how many? 4 ingredients. Why is this key? Okay. Positioning your offer. What that means is the authority that you have, the brand, okay, based on your experience and expertise. Okay. And here's what I want you to remember. Every single thing that's happened in your life, good or bad, and trust me, this is such a breakthrough if you get this, okay? Every single thing, good or bad in your life, can be turned into an asset. Every single thing, okay? Think about it. More than probably once, I've mentioned I grew up in a council flat, government housing projects or whatever, okay? Americans call it projects. In the UK, we call it council flats, okay? Well, I talk about this. When I was growing up in the council flat, it wasn't nice. But as I got older, I realized, wow, if I just told people, hey guys, I made $30 million before I turned 30 years old, immediately, Mahmoud, your brain shuts off. Okay. You're like, because you already start judging me. Okay. But I put in a story. Hey, listen, I started off. My parents told me go to school, college, university. I dropped out of university my final year. I came across this internet marketing thing. I tried it. I failed. And then I had some success. And the success got to my head. And then I lost all my money. And then I started again. And then I made my first 7 figures. Then I made my first 10 million. And then I used it as a system. Does this make sense? That's the story. So how you position it in your offer is you have a compelling story. How many of you are fans of Tony Robbins? Okay. A handful of you guys. Okay. How many of you know of Tony Robbins? How many of you know at least one story that Tony Robbins has said 101 times? Okay. There's one story that you know. Okay. Why? Because that's part of him positioning himself. Another thing that you have to understand is timing. Okay. How do you position your timing, your offer during timing? So for example, Wahida, I haven't checked your funds out, but let's just say if I was in the panic anxiety niche and I wanted to come up with a premium program that I could charge a lot, I could deliver really well. I'm happy because, the people are buying stuff, then they're buying courses. If you don't have a course, then you're easily missing out on course revenue, because I've hired a consultant, not for panic attacks and stuff, but for another personal issue. And as soon as I paid her, I can't remember her name, Dr. something. I paid her, I can't remember how much it was, maybe $250 or $400 an hour. So as soon as I paid her, literally on the phone call, she offered me her program. She's like, oh, by the way, this hour was great. Would you like to learn more? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, we have a 6-module course. And I'm like, okay, I don't have time for that. Okay, but she offered it to me, right? And then her assistant messages me and she's like, doctor is really busy right now. And so she's not doing much more one-on-one consulting or whatever. But if you'd like to, this is the course. And I was like, like that's a nice way to upsell. So timing, okay? Imagine I'm giving all of you an example here. Let's just say I was in this niche, anxiety and panic. I would change some of the angles on my funnels and I'd say, hey, now that we're in a recession, CEOs need to protect their number one asset. It's not their business. It's not their time. It's not anything. It's not their crypto. It's not their stocks. What is it? It's their confidence. How do you protect your confidence? By making sure that you yourself take care of you. 95% of CEOs struggle with panic attacks, anxiety, staying up late nights, drinking too much coffee. I've developed a 5-step solution called XYZ framework. I've put together a free video that shows you the mistakes people make. Check it out, opt in. How's that for some copy? How they opt in and says, hey, congratulations. You might be a CEO that's so ambitious that your husband, your wife, your friends and family don't really understand you. But I was in your position too. And I've worked, maybe you've been doing panic attack coaching for 2 years. Maybe you've done it for 10 years. Maybe you've done it since you were a little kid and you just had this innate gift inside of you that you could help people reduce their anxiety. You could say, okay, for the last 20 years, this is what I've mastered. And again, you can talk about, 5 big mistakes what people make. Now, by the way, I'm not in your niche, so I'm just spitting here. Okay, is that okay with you guys? Okay, and I can say, hey, mistake number 1, when people get stressed and they panic and then they overeat. Okay, when they feel alone, then they end up doing bad things on gambling websites, porn websites, whatever. Okay, number 3, they take up unhealthy habits like smoking, and these days they start vaping. And by the way, I know this because when I'm walking around, where I live and stuff, there's lots of people that have, 9-to-5 corporate jobs, and they're either smoking cigarettes or they're vaping, or one or the other, right? And so it's like, that's the 3rd one. Number 4 is, hey, if you don't take care of this, you're going to have marital problems. You're not going to spend much time with your kids, blah, blah, blah. And number 5, which most CEOs will value, which isn't right or wrong or whatever, but their business, your business is going to suffer. Hey, these are the 5 big mistakes that people make, and it's costly. How would you like to eliminate all of them in under 60 minutes? I'm hosting a free session. I'm doing blah, blah, blah. Now you get them to apply based on where they're at. You customize an offer for them. Okay. I know if you do even 10% of what I'm talking about here, the business can get to the next level. Okay. So this is the plan. Okay. We want to identify the process. Who, what are the funnels that you need? Okay. Inside of the funnels, we want to make it very clear. Okay, the call to action, how to work with us. And on this, you want to lead with a great product that's results focused, testimonials, unique offer, positioning offer. If you're starting from scratch and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a great product. I have no idea what is a great product. I don't have no testimonials. I certainly don't have a unique offer that gets people to buy right now. Okay, and I certainly don't know anything about positioning. I just give you a little crash course. Okay, these are the things that we will cover with you in detail. And because I love this program and I've spent 2.5-ish years building this program up, I want you to make sure that you read about it at funnels.com/VIP. Okay, we are going to be enrolling clients today, tomorrow, and the next few days. But most importantly, again, we're going to be taking 30 people. I think there's like now 17-ish. 17 or 14 spots, something like that. It's under 20 spots. Okay, so book a call and make sure you get this. Okay, next. 5. Now that we have access to all of this stuff, 2 metrics. How many metrics? 2 things. Okay, what is your cost per acquisition? Cost per acquisition, and what is your lifetime value? Okay, LTV stands for lifetime value, and like with anything, okay, is very important that I go through a story with you to drive this point home. Okay, so 21 years old, I go to New York, broke as a joke, could barely afford the ticket, somehow managed to kind of talk my way into this event. Everyone's a millionaire because it was called 10 for 10, 10 students, you're going to get mentored by millionaires. This was my first experience of a live event. So I go to New York, Madison Square Gardens, and I go into this one event, and I never forget it because I was like the first one in and the last one to leave because I was just so hungry to learn this stuff, right? I'm like, how are these normal people making millions and I'm this broke kid from East London? So I go, and there was a program that we were promoting. It was an affiliate program. It was like $50 on the front end, and then it was like $2,000, and then it's like $10,000 and $20,000. Okay, so I go in, and one of the guys is talking to the other guy. One of the guy was one of my earliest mentors, Michael. So Michael was talking to another guy called Andrew. And they were talking about how they're spending $250 to get a $50 sale. You guys get that? Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're spending $250 to get a $50 sale, how on earth are you making money? That's when Michael explained to me about this concept. And he said, the reason why they'll spend $250 to get a $50 sale is because each sale over here can be worth anywhere from $2,000 to $10K to $20,000. Do you guys get that? So this is the lifetime value. This was the cost per acquisition, $250. And now let's say the lifetime value, let's just say on a cheap program, $2K. Okay, on $2K, We now, LTV equals 2K minus CPA equals 250 bucks. Let's just call it $200, 1,800. That means for every $200 I spend, I make $1,800 back, right? So that means I'm now making 9 times my money. Do you guys get that? I now make 9 times my money. So I came back home. I mean, I really can't remember what else I learned at that event. I just can't remember because I got this and I thought to myself, wow, these guys make money because they spend money. Okay. So I came back and I remember this was an affiliate program. Okay. I come back and literally from zero, the first year, I make $120,000. Okay. And by the way, that was so much bloody money for me. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like cloud nine. I have 2 younger brothers, which, you know, I love them. I adore them so much. I was like, guys, I'm rich. We're going out every day to Nando's. Okay. Nando's is like this restaurant, or it's like a grill out or something in the UK. And I think they have it globally, but whatever. Okay. I get this. This was my first year, guys. Second year, I now go to $275,000. My third year, I have my first $1.2 million. And then every year from there, it went to 2.4 mil, then it went to 3.6 mil, and then 6.5 mil, and then 7.8 mil, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But what am I sharing here with you? I developed the system to get the cost per acquisition and the lifetime value dialed in. And again, it was dialed in because of one thing. I had the right funnels. Is this making sense? I want to just like give you everything. Okay. Now you have the funnels, which is basically the process of getting customers. You have an offer, which is, you know, who you're selling to. Okay. Funnels. And now what we're going to do, funnels and offer, but it's not enough, is it? Because some of you are the best kept secret. How many of you think you're the best kept secret? Oh man, if only more people knew about me, they would just buy my stuff. I'm so good at what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 5 years, for 20 years, for 10 years. How many of you feel like that? It's like, you know, I was just going to say Joyce. I'll just say Joyce. Joyce, you meet someone else who's just like you. And then you're like, that person has no idea. I know so much more about them. Right? Because you've read all the books behind you, haven't you? Right? So you could be the best kept secret and it doesn't matter. Okay. Look at something like Louis Vuitton. Okay. Their shoes, by the way, I've been buying those shoes for at least probably about 10 years now. Okay. And I realized my feet have now become like this. Okay. Not good, basically. Okay. My wife said your feet is supposed to be flat, but mine curve in like that. Okay. So I realized these expensive shoes that I've been wearing basically throughout my whole adult life have not been good for me. Notice Louis Vuitton shoes may not be the best shoes ever, but guess what they have? They have so much traffic, so many people want it that it just becomes a norm. Yes or no? Okay. Sometimes I look at even some, you know, you've seen some of these, some ladies, they will wear expensive clothes, expensive bags, and it doesn't look like the best thing ever. I just told you guys, okay, I've been wearing Louis Vuitton shoes for like, say, 10 years. Okay. By the way, that's their offer. Okay. That's their offer. What's their funnels process? They have shops. Okay. Shops. And they have social media funnels and magazines that they send to you and all this stuff. But none of this stuff would matter if they didn't have people coming to them. If they didn't have people, if they didn't have traffic. Is this all making sense? So for traffic, I'm going to give you my formula. And like with anything great in life, the traffic formula, we must share a story. Okay. And this is the story. The worst number in business is what? 1. Okay. You must never have one business. You must, not one business. You must never have one. You must never rely on one source of traffic. So I'll meet ladies and gentlemen, and they'll be so happy that they've built this business. And then I say, hey, by the way, where are you getting your traffic from? And they're like, oh, no. My business is so good. All of our traffic is just referral. And I'm like, you're talking to me as if I should be impressed by that. No, listen, unless you're someone huge like Tony Robbins, it could be one part of your business, but that immediately tells me that you do not have a system to get you 24/7 exposure. Does that make sense? If you have a system, okay, so I see this. I see some people doing, they've got their own business or they're doing affiliate marketing. And all they're doing, I just spoke to someone today and they're like, yeah, I'm doing TikTok and I'm doing YouTube. And I'm like, okay, you're still relying on 2 free traffic sources. Yes or no? I can come into your business, mind my language, and kick your ass from day one by putting in a funnel and sticking some money into traffic. Yes or no? And by the way, I'm thinking of doing exactly just that. Okay. So someone texts me, I'm not going to say who, and they said this and that, Ismail. And I was thinking to myself, this offer will have a high converting lifetime value. I could make a lot of money from this. And guess what I'll do? I'll come in and I'm going to eat your lunch. Yes or no? Same way, listen to me. If you have a business and you're thinking you're the hot shot, okay? So you remember a few days ago, I talked about my friend, Dr. Stu. How many of you remember Dr. Stu? Let's ask that question again. How many of you remember Dr. Stu with the stem cell dogs treatment? Okay, there you go. Nice better, okay? So he's spending, let's just say, about 5K per month, and he's making around 100 grand per month, okay? He spends 5K to about 8K a month. And he makes around 100 grand a month, okay? So he's got this unique, formula, whatever. How many of you think that's such a great ROI? It is, okay? You can make your fortune if you can get this sort of ROI. One of the keys is having the right funnels. Why I said to him is, Dr. Stu, being very blunt, because I'm very blunt, and it's the way people sometimes, they have to get that shock, right? So said in a nice way, I said, you do realize that the only reason why you're making so much money is because no one else has caught on to this. And he smiles and he goes, yeah, I know. And he said, that's why we want you to come on. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Because he realized it. By the way, it doesn't matter what your business is in. Ismail's running this TTA. Guess what's going to happen? I just exposed all of you to it. Okay? Sorry, Ismail. Okay? How do I know? How do you know some kid in India or America is not watching this right now, rubbing his hands together, and he's going to stay up all night trying to build his own TikTok's agency? Do you guys get where I'm going with this? Okay. Same way, you might have a business and it's ticking along. It's making a little bit of money here. If you do not have a traffic system that's working for you 24/7, ladies and gentlemen, it's only a matter of time before someone comes in and takes over your business, takes over your clients and your customers. Does that make sense? A fun fact, I promoted ClickFunnels the first week it came out. ClickFunnels nearly destroyed my entire business. You might be wondering why and how. I used to charge, or I still charge, we would charge, say, $10,000 to $25,000 or £10,000 to £25,000 for these WordPress funnels. Then my friend comes along, hey, Shaq, it's Russell Brunson. Can you promote my product? I'm like, yeah, Russell. He's now selling funnels, a funnel software, okay? And all the people that used to follow me for funnels, then are like, hey, why should we follow Shaq when we can just buy this software? Then they quickly realize there's over 100,000 people that use the software. So it's not the software that makes you the money. Does that make sense? Okay. How many of you have bought ClickFunnels and then realize you don't have $1 million award? Because it's not, there you go, right? It's not the software, right? Otherwise, everyone, the 100,000 people that are using ClickFunnels, they'd all be millionaires, but it doesn't work like that. What you have to realize is if you don't have the right traffic system, okay, that consistently gets you customers, even whilst you're sleeping, that consistently gets you exposure, even once you're sleeping, you're walking on ice, basically. And you could be lucky for 1 year. I know people that have been lucky for 20 years. 20 years later, boom, they lose their business. Why? Someone else is smarter, cheaper, faster. Yes or no? That's why I was telling you guys, you have to have a blue ocean strategy. I know in my business, I have a blue ocean strategy because people, for example, the clients that came in today, okay, Rahina, someone like her, she only wants the premium stuff. She didn't even ask me, is there any discount? She didn't ask me. She literally said to me, if you try to sell me a $5,000 program, I would have thought, nah, this is a waste of my time. I wouldn't buy it. So guess what? I know I have a big blue ocean. Okay, the way I've positioned my offer, I'm the only one. When people think of your name, hear your name, go to your website, go to your funnels, are you the only one? And guess what? My other agency was called soloadsagency.com. Okay, by the way, I paid a mentor $1,500 even when I was really broke. And I got on a phone call. And I was praying, oh my gosh, I hope this $1,500 is worth it. In the first 10 minutes, he says to me, go buy this domain. And I'm on GoDaddy buying this domain, soloadsagency.com. That I launched it, boom, business started doing 50K a month, no, 20K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month, $300,000 a month in under 12 months. Okay. That's the power of having one good idea. So when Ismail came to me, I'm like, what's Black Digital? Call it what the people are looking for. TikTok's agency. My other agency, which we only have for my private clients, is fbadsagency.com. Wahida, if you came to fbadsagency.com, do I have to explain to you what I do?
No, it's Facebook.
Yeah, it's Facebook. I have another brand called funnelsagency.com. Okay, Kevin, if you come to funnelsagency.com, do I have to sit there and try to sell you 10 minutes? What is a funnel and why my funnels agency, what it does? No. Do you see how I've positioned it? Okay, by the way, that's just one aspect of the positioning. So why does positioning matter? Positioning matters because your traffic becomes much more easy. Okay, traffic becomes much more easy if your offer is positioned right as the only one. So big mistake people make with traffic is that they only rely on one. One is the worst number in business. Why? Because something happens, your business goes down because of one traffic source. Okay. And I know this because early on in my career, I lost a business that was very close to my heart. And I remember back in the day, I used to go to these cafes. And there's this one guy in the cafe, and I start talking to him, and I'm telling him every single thing about my business. And literally the next month, he launched the exact same thing, and he took all of my customers. Okay, because I was trying to get 1 or 2 or 3 customers here and there. He went right to the company, did a joint venture with them, and my entire business went just like this. Okay, so we want to have traffic, and what I've come up with is something called the MSOT formula. What does MSOT stand for? Multiple sources of traffic. Multiple sources of traffic. This is how you build a bulletproof business, a recession-proof business, a pandemic-proof business, recession-proof, pandemic-proof, competition-proof business. Is this making sense, everyone? See, now I have multiple sources of traffic. What do we have? What are the traffic sources that we use? Facebook ads, what else? LinkedIn messaging, Instagram, emails, TikToks, YouTube, of course, YouTube, solo ads, JVs, events, sponsorships, other people's events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're adding a new one with affiliates. That's 11 traffic sources. If Edin tomorrow wanted to go out and compete with me, how are you going to do that when I have all of this, right? By the way, Facebook doesn't like it for whatever reason. They shut me down. Guess what happens? I've got all these traffic sources. Yes or no? Here's the thing. My best traffic source, and the one that I'm always working on, is emails. Why? Because this is the one no one can take away from me. Yes or no? Some of you have become my customers for the first time. Hopefully you have got thousands of dollars worth of value and my time and my energy here. Some of you have gone on to invest lots of different things with us in the last few days, today. Some of you will stick around for the next 5 or 10 years. I have people that I send an email a day, and they have been following me, and they still get emails from me. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, but guess what? This is how you build passive income, stability and security, and an ever-growing business. This is what we want to have for you. We will help you build your own MSOT traffic formula so that you never worry about when is your next customer coming from. Can I share this story with you guys? Personal story. A few days ago, I asked Ismail, hey, Ismail, I want to basically buy this place, okay? So there's this penthouse that's on for sale. And I'm thinking, hey, now as the recession is here, blah, 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 now's the time to just invest in my business and myself. And he said something to me, and he's like, one of those campaigns that you ran? I was like, yeah, because, that campaign did about 300, 400K. I said, yeah. He goes, well, why don't you just run that campaign 3 or 4 times? Boom, you've got an extra £1 million. You're sold. You can buy the extra other penthouse. Is that cool or what? There and then I made a commitment. Hey, I'm going to run this campaign and we'll do it 4 times. Let's get it. Who's with me? So what happens is, okay, how many of you know who Dan Kennedy is? Okay, Dan Kennedy basically says, I think he talks about the Beatles or something, right? One of the guys wanted to buy a swimming pool. And the other guy said, how are you going to afford that? And he said, oh, I'm just going to come up. We're just going to make a new single. So imagine you want to buy your parents something. You want to donate to a charity. You want to do something for the world or for yourself. Okay, take care of yourself before you take care of the world, right? You want to buy this house. You want to pay off your mortgage. You want to buy this dream car that you've always wanted. What if it was as easy as, let me make more offers? What if it was as simple as that? And what if you started developing the skills to create offers? Because if you do, now you have an endless stream of wealth and cash flow coming in. Yes or no? Okay. When you start thinking like this, guys, you don't really struggle in being scarcity minded. You now start thinking, oh my gosh, what's the possibility? I can buy one house. Oh, what can I do? I can make this offer. I can do that, right? Everything becomes limitless. So MSOT, multiple sources of traffic. The next one, and this is, by the way, the final thing that wraps it all up, okay, is multiple MSOC, okay? MSOC stands for multiple sources of conversions. So remember how I talked about the formula to making money online, to building your business, is you got to have traffic and conversions equals cash. Yes, traffic, people coming into your business, conversions equals cash. What if you had multiple sources of conversions? So for example, I have what's called a 5-day challenge. Okay, 5-day challenge. How many of you guys think this is an effective way to convert customers into sales? Raise your hand. Okay, I have people that have no idea who I am come and spend 5 days with me. I promised an hour or 75 minutes a day. I've been doing about 3 hours per day. Yes or no? First thing is, am I over delivering? No matter what you think of this challenge, you're going to walk by and you're going to say, that guy over delivered. He could have done 1 hour, done. But you see, I created worksheets. I have slides. I have whatever, iPad. I'm going above and beyond. So this is a form of conversions. Second one is the VSL. Okay, we talked about this. The call funnel. What does the call funnel do? It brings people to me. Okay, it brings people to me. If someone has, you know, $5, $10, $20,000, most of them, my team, you know, I have people that are setters, I have people that are closers, they will take over. Now, what happens is during these challenges, I'll step in for a little bit and I'll say, hey, if someone is serious, then I'll personally take the call. Why would I do that? Because look, I do these challenges, you know, once a year, once every 2 years, like this, in this manner. So it's okay for me to get on the phone, get to know Mahmoud. He just joined one of our VIP programs. Okay, again, I asked him. He's like, nah, he don't know who I am. Okay, he's much newer than George. Is like, yeah, I know you for 6 years. I've been getting your emails, blah blah blah. You know, Mahmoud is like, I don't even know who you are. But he's like, he connected with me on something, and he's like, okay, cool, I'm buying. So third one is what we call the automated webinar. Okay, auto webinar. This is a webinar. How many of you would like to sell courses online? So maybe say $500 to $1,000, $2,000. I recommend having anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 courses. Okay, $1,000 course, you need 3 of them, 3 measly sales a day to make basically basically 100 grand a month, which is $1 million a year income. Okay, and you have, let me tell you this, you have enough experience, okay, enough expertise in your life that you can turn your experience, your passion, your expertise, your mistakes. Okay, some of you have made a lot of mistakes in life. Who's there? Now you need to take those mistakes and that mess and turn it into a profitable message that makes millions, because that's an asset. You get it? Because guess what? If you now made a mistake, okay, and you're in your 40s, okay, so let's just say you've made XYZ mistake, okay, I'm not going to go into, but let's just say you made XYZ mistake. Now you start making a video or a auto webinar or even a call funnel. Okay, this is the first funnel that we teach our clients to do, and we give them the tools, resources, templates, fill in the blanks, you do this. Now you go in and you make this call funnel, and in the call funnel you say, oh, by the way, this is a mistake that I made. Someone who's in their maybe 20s, 30s, or 40s, they look at that and say, I don't want to make that mistake. I need to come and learn from this guy. Does that make sense? Okay. And you could teach almost anything based on your experience and expertise and have people pay you for it. Okay. Because there's going to be someone out there that will resonate with your messaging. Does this make sense? Okay. However, if you start comparing yourself with other people, if you start, you know, thinking, okay, you don't have the confidence or you've never done this, then someone else is going to do what you're planning to do. And in about 1, 2, 3 years, you're going to think, oh man, I should have really launched that course. I should have launched that funnel. How many of you feel like that right now? Okay. I know, because my team have been saying they're all mainly stuck at whatever they're doing and they need a proven roadmap. This is what I'm giving you guys. Okay. Now, to close this off, you have MSOC, multiple sources of conversions. Remember, this is your funnels, okay? This is the funnels. This is for those of you who are totally new. This is your shop. People are coming into your shop to buy stuff. MSOT, multiple sources of traffic, okay? You can have the best shop, you can be the best kept secret in the world, but if no one's coming, the traffic is the eyeballs, it's the visitors. This is the lifeblood of your business. Okay, you can have the best product, you're the best person, blah blah blah, it doesn't matter if you can't get an abundance of traffic. Okay, if you can't get lots of people coming in. If this is making sense, just raise your hand or give me a thumbs up. MSOC plus MSOT, conversions plus traffic equals cash. One more thing that I'm going to add, just in case some of you are like a little bit more concerned. What is cash? Cash is money. Okay, cash, money. What is money? Money is a byproduct, a reward that gets paid out to someone who solves a problem. If you make X amount of money, that means you solve X amount of problems. If you make no money right now, it means you don't solve no problem. Does that make sense? What we want to do is we want to solve problems at scale without sacrificing our soul, sacrificing our values, sacrificing our life. The way you do that is by leveraging technology. The most efficient, profitable, simplest way of leveraging this technology is one word: having the right funnels. Please with me, guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is why, to summarize, okay, write this down, to summarize. It's a lot of notes. Stage one, you gotta understand before, during, and after of your company, of your business, of your idea. Doesn't matter if you're making zero. I know people here that are making literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, okay? So we wanna identify the who, the what. We wanna identify the funnels. We wanna identify the cost per acquisition and LTV. We want to identify what are the different traffic sources, the traffic formula, MSOT. We want to identify MSOC, multiple sources of conversions. And then to wrap it up, we want to include all of this in one funnel. And you start off with one funnel and you get yourself an additional $10,000, $30,000, even $50,000 a month. Maybe you're already doing something and it's working. Maybe you're getting a few customers here and there. Okay, most people that we've spoken to are making an average of, again, some people will make a lot more. You saw, one of the clients here, she just left a $1 million business, but most people, it would be anywhere from, say, let's just say under $30,000 a month. Okay, the thing that's going to help you scale is going to be having the right funnels.
Welcome to the stage with 2 Garmin Cup X Awards.